Hello, everyone. This is Elizabeth with Scott Leroy Marketing, and welcome to Designs 101. Today is March 30th, so if you are viewing the recording, some features may have changed. Today, I am starting out in Mozilla Firefox. This is the browser we found that works best with designs. And I am starting at command, which is agent.kw.com. First, I'll enter my username. Then enter my password and click sign in. Now today we're going to cover all different types of designs. There are 4 within designs. And if we don't go into detail on each one as much as you would like, feel free to check out our other videos like classes or tips for a more deep dive into each one. And of course, you can always contact us with any questions you may have. So designs is the paintbrush in a square in the left-hand menu. If you hover, you'll see the name, and you can also click the red square with the white KW to expand the name of the applets. And we'll head to designs. And there may be feedback if you're signed into more than one profile to view this class, if you're signed in more than once. So here is the designs dashboard. Now yours may look different than mine. I have all sorts of different designs created, but if you are new to Command and new to using designs, you may see a blank screen here. But here is where you can search for designs. You can search by keyword that's within the title of your designs. No need to press enter after that. Here's where you can filter. So if you only want to see your email designs or social or print, etc., you can apply those filters and see the designs. You can also, let me clear some of these, use this sort at the top right to view by new to old or flip it from old to new. Now on this dashboard as well, if you hover over a design, you will see this 3-dot menu pop up. And this does depend on the type of design that you have. So in the case of this little icon, I have rename, make a copy, and delete. This is a print design here. If I come over to a social design, which is the little thumbs up icon, you'll see I have the same choices: rename, make a copy, and delete. And then for an email design, you'll see I have the change cover image, download template, along with rename, make a copy, and delete. Now let's make sure I can find video here. Yep, here's the 4th type. And here are the options for that: download, use in campaigns, share on social, and of course, rename and delete. So if you're not seeing a menu item here, it may be because of the design type that you have chosen. Couple of buttons in the top right corner. Import design is how you will import PDFs into the designs editor in Command. So you would simply click that button and it takes you into the WeBrand editor, into this specific tab. And let it load. Not cooperating with me fully, but I will show you that tab once we're in the WeBrand design editor in just a moment. And last but not least, the create design. So this button can also be found in the center of the page if you have not created any designs quite yet. This is generally where you'll start though, is by clicking this blue button. You'll get this little embedded pop-up here where you can choose between each type of design. Now you can also click or check this box here to import photos and text from a listing. If you choose this option, KWLS 2.0 will slide out from the right, and you'll then be able to apply your listing so that you can pull in photos and listing details. So highly recommend that if you're creating a piece for a listing. Now we're going to start today with email. We'll work our way from left to right. These can be used with smart plans and campaigns. So I'm going to select email and click continue. And you'll have this larger embedded pop-up with all of KWRI templates. Once you reach the bottom, you can click to load more as there are 72 templates available. You can search by keyword. This is also where you can import HTML, like if you created an email template in another platform, for example, MailChimp. This is where you can import that HTML code. You can also start from blank. And once you choose a design, you can click next. I highly recommend renaming your design first every single time so that you don't forget. We also do recommend some sort of naming convention so that you can easily recognize this email design just from the designs dashboard. So you can name it with the title, maybe the date. Maybe you do also want to leave the template name so that you know which template it is. And then once you click off, that should automatically save. I wonder. It looks like there's an error with saving it right now, but that's okay. We can click save at the end. So now you'll have the workspace on the left and the content on the right. So these tiles here are everything that you can add to an email design. You have text. This is an example. You have image, which there's not an example in this template. It's a rather short template. You have a button, which looks like this. Legal header, which there's not one on here. Legal footer, which looks like this. Listing block, event block, video, and market snap. Those are pretty self-explanatory. This will be where you can attach your listing, your event, a video, or market statistics. If you do need to add one of these widgets over, you can simply click and hold and drag, and wherever your green line will appear is where that widget will be placed. So here's a listing block example. Here's an event block example. Comes with an image, text, and a button. Here's a video. And last but not least, the market snap. And in fact, let me also add in an image, which will automatically bring up the embedded pop-up to either add from your images, images from a listing, or manually upload an image. And then I'll also add in the legal header so you can see what that looks like. Now, editing this piece from top to bottom, this legal header has some merge fields. Merge fields are designated by the bar asterisk field name asterisk bar. That piece of information, so first name, last name, mobile phone, email, will automatically populate once you go to the preview. If you do need to edit something, for example, this text here, you can click to select, click the pencil icon, and that content menu will change to the editor. Here you can change your text with all sorts of different formatting. And then to apply that change, you'll click done. Now, same premise for all of the other widgets. So if you want to edit this image, you would click to select, click the pencil icon, add it in here, have all of these details, and click done to apply. And repeat. So same with the text, select, click the pencil icon, edit your text, format, and click done to apply that to your workspace. So each block has a different editor on the right with different fields to fill in and fields that are available. So here's the event block. The video blocks editor looks like this. You can enter in the URL with its own thumbnail. Neighborhood trends. You would select the postal code. At this time, that is the only way to add in neighborhood trends. For button, you can link to a landing page, which also includes your agent site pages or web address. If you do not like, let's say, for example, this red block here, you may want to choose a different email template. Every template has a different look to it. And again, you have some merge fields, so not able to edit and don't need to edit this info here. Once you're done, we do recommend previewing this. You can use the little eyeball there. You can flip between desktop, tablet, and mobile. You'll see all of the merge fields come in. This is actually syndicating from your marketing profile. So things like picture, name, license, phone, any logos. If you are seeing the broken image icon here, that is simply because you do not have a team logo uploaded. If you do not like that broken image icon here, you can upload the realtor logo to your marketing profile if you are not on a team. Yep, the merge fields automatically pull in your agent info. And you'll be able to see the recording later this afternoon on our website, slmtraining.com, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing. Once you're done with this preview, you can click the gray X. Now, in addition to that preview, you do also want to send a test email. These email templates do not often send out the email exactly as it's laid out here. So you do want to send that test email to make sure everything is in its right position. If not, you can come back into this email template and edit as you need. Of course, to save, you can click the save button and then the X to close. And I'm going to save again, just in case. Once you're done with that, you'll see it populate on your dashboard at the very top left. Next, let's do a social design. So I'll click Create Design, click Social, click Continue. Now this takes us into the We Brand Design editor. So you'll see the web address change at the very top. There we have it. Now, once you first enter, you'll be defaulted to the Templates tab. You'll also have Images, which is where you can search through Shutterstock to find an image to use. You have My Designs. This is actually where that import a design will take you, where you can then import PDF files to edit. You can also start from a blank design, use a template, and organize all of the pieces that you've created. So by default, you do not have any folders created, but you can click this Add Folder to add things like different types, as you see here, maybe different holidays or quotes, whatever you would like. And the last tab is Assets. So here is where you would want to store things that you would commonly use: color palettes, fonts, images like headshots, text like name, phone, email, app, site, etc. Logos, not only the KW logo, but your Market Center logo, team logo, maybe that realtor, MLS, equal housing. Elements, things like clip art, stickers, object shapes, icons. Videos, so common videos that you would use. And files. Of course, if you need to upload any of these, you'll see the upload button at the top right. So always recommend updating whatever the piece is, your headshot or your name, what have you, within the assets before you begin, so that that can syndicate out to the piece you're working on today and every piece in the future. Heading back to templates where we originally started, you'll have the different categories on the left. So it'll default to K-score. You'll have different things about the real estate school. Under listings, you have all of the pieces for coming soon, for sale, etc. Under buyer, it's where you'll find some pieces about Keller Mortgage and some pieces with neighborhood snaps. Under lead generation, you'll see these pieces. iHeart KW is where you'll find some new to KW pieces. Pieces about your app, your website. Personally branded, it's kind of cut off, but if you hover over it, it'll say personally branded zine. This is the magazine that comes out quarterly. Business Basic has email signatures and social branding like cover photos. There's some pieces for leadership. Bold is where I got those bold quotes, those bold laws. Also a category for all of the holidays broken down by month. Professional services and luxury have pieces for luxury. And collections has a whole group devoted to the pivot, shift ahead and new designs. So once you choose your category, you'll see all of the designs start to populate on the right. You'll also see the types of designs in the gray bubbles at the top. So you can narrow these down by social stories, which the pixel size does pop up if you hover. So used for Facebook and Instagram. Social square for Instagram. Social wide for Facebook. Now remember, we are in the social type, so you'll only see these here, along with in every other category. So if you're looking for things like door hangers, flyers, bifolds, trifolds, we'll see those once we choose the print type. Now I'm going to narrow down by square and choose this option here. You can see what it's named, just listed, design number 7, IG for Instagram, and click use. Now again, first things first, I always like to name immediately so that I don't forget. And you'll do so by clicking the name in the top right. Again, with whatever naming convention you would like. Feel free to leave the default name. And then you can click in the white space to apply that name. And again, I'll work from top to bottom to edit this design. So first I'll click the DBA name or Market Center logo. Now this field is really nice because it does automatically pull up the logos panel and the My Assets tab to bring up the logos where you can simply replace, which is the 2 arrows that form a circle. But that was the wrong one to use because of the white background. So let's try that one. Now there are a couple different ways you can move this image here. You can either click and drag, which is really nice because you do have the grid lines that auto-populate. Or you can use the directional pad on your keyboard to just move one little piece at a time. Moving on down, next is the image. So I'm going to click to select. Now see, it doesn't bring up the images panel automatically, but you can select the images panel. It will default you to My Assets, but you can use these different tabs. A lot of the panels do have stock images as well. But if you want to upload from your computer, you can click Add and click to upload. Another way to add in images is to connect the listing, which again can also be done by checking that box at the very beginning. But if you need to do it after the fact, you can click this KWLS panel here, search for your listing, and import the pictures. Next field is the address. You can click to select and either manually update. You can do so by either double clicking or choosing this typewriter option if that field is too small for you. Or you can use that KWLS panel to attach your listing to then bring in automatically the listing details where you can simply replace. Now, some fields don't auto-populate very nicely, like this one here. When you connect a listing via KWLS and bring in the listing details, it will simply replace this with one piece of the information. So in cases that has more than one bit of information or detail, we recommend just simply double clicking and editing. Like so. Now these pieces will also tend to autosave, but we do recommend going to File and saving manually frequently. So whether you have a single page design like this social media graphic or multi-page design like we'll see next, highly recommend saving often. Now, even though this is a social piece, all of these fields, the panels on the left, how to work this will also work for print designs as well. Next, you can immediately share to any of these sources. You can even pull the link here. For social pieces, we do recommend downloading as JPEG before heading over to campaigns, whether you're doing a paid ad or social post. But when you're done, click Done, and that'll take you back to the designs dashboard. For more information about campaigns and how to use that social design, feel free to check out our Facebook Ads 101 class and or our Marketing with Command class. Next, design. Again, I'm going to click Create Design here and choose Print and click Continue. This will also take us to the WeBrand Design Editor. So it'll look very similar to social. It's just going to take a minute to load. Again, all of the functionality is the same as social. So we just went through all of the tabs, all of the categories here, and now you are seeing different print types. Again, if you hover over, you can see the dimensions. For different categories, you have different available types as well. So here you'll see door hangers, bifolds vertical, bifolds horizontal, trifold, postcard, etc. But in this one, you may see something different. Now for my print example, I'm actually going to, and you'll see different categories too. Well, I'll choose a listing presentation. So there's a couple of different multi-page designs. One is listing presentation. You'll also see buyer presentation and the personally branded zine. In fact, I'm going to use that just in case you don't have any listings or buyers. So the functionality will be the same. It's also the same for single page designs. So feel free to use these tips for those as well. And let's choose this first one, which is the 2022 Q1. Now you can also see that sometimes there are different cover photos as well. So I'm going to click use. Now the multi-page designs are different in that you'll have this templates panel. The templates panel is what gives you all of the different pages. Now, just because you see them here, that does not mean these pages are in your design just yet. What will signify that is this pages counter at the bottom right. So you can click pages to pop those out. And here is where you will see all of the pages within your design. So you can see all of the different covers that you can use. Of course, there are 3 different options. So you will want to remove any option that you don't want simply by clicking the 3 dots and then delete and then confirm. But if you do accidentally delete one, you can come over to the template again and click add new page. This will then add it to your design, and you can see that on the right-hand side once it loads. You can also drag and drop these pages to reorganize them. Now, to edit these pages, you will not want to click on the left side because remember, these are just the templates of pages. You'll want to select your page from the right-hand side. Once you do that, it'll be in your workspace. Zoom in is at the bottom. And if the piece is editable, most are, but there are some that have some areas that are not editable. You can click the pieces here. And again, either use the typewriter or double click to edit. Again, I highly, highly recommend saving, especially after each page in this multi-page file. And then you can go to the next page, edit. Now these are templates, so they are not meant to, take a whole lot of time. They do have information already populating for you. And you do still want to go through each page to make sure it doesn't have any placeholder information. For example, this featured listing page, it does have a picture, it has an address, all of the details. It even has these little brackets for fields that you'll have to enter. But from the template preview, it looks like it's completed. But you will want to make sure that you come in and edit this page. Unlike, for example, this page that has all of the information all written and ready to go. If you're only seeing the cover, you will want to pop out that pages menu at the bottom right. It looks like all of the pages are coming over automatically these days, but if you only have the cover, you'll want to come in from the template and add in each of the pages that you want to add to your design. Again, just by clicking that little plus sign at the top left. Some other things you can do within this WeBrand design editor are these menu options at the top. You can add in things like different shapes, or these are called drawings, but they are shapes. Also, shapes. Any sort of frames. If you wanted to frame this image here, for example. You can also add in text blocks, different sizes by default, and tables. Further into this WeBrand design editor, again, print designs, multi-page designs do have this templates panel here. They also have the images panel, which again, add is used to upload brand new. Stock, which are stock photos you can use. Workspace, which have a few. You can open up each of these folders to see some stock images as well. And then My Assets, which is pulling from the Assets tab. Text, again, you can upload, choose banners to apply. You'll see lots and lots of fun, colorful banners. Workspace and My Assets. Really helpful to auto replace these whenever it's asking for any of your contact information. Logos, you'll have the logos you've uploaded into My Assets, and Workspace, which comes over with luxury. You have Mothership KW, even Labs logos. So lots of options here already. Elements, again, you can upload your own, use the stock. Here's kind of a more visual example of what elements can be, like clip art. Already mentioned KWLS. Now this animation panel is super fun. So this is a print design, yes. And if you are using it electronically, which I'll mention in a moment, you can animate these pages as well. So checkboxes are pretty self-explanatory. You can apply the same duration to all pages, change the page duration here, change the in and out duration, apply the same animation, and animate elements together. If you hover over each of these animations, you'll see what they do. Don't forget to scroll. So lots of fun ones here. And then if you flip over to element animations, you have the same animations, but you can do them per element. So you can select your element and animate it like so. And let's say, where is that? Rotate in from left. You know, you can make it super, super fun. And then, of course, support. Now I'm going to save this again. Now, again, you'll still have the share, download, and done at the top. Well, and also title. So don't forget to rename your design at the very beginning, unlike me. With the share option, it defaults to this design, so it's only going to pull this page. You can share with any of these platforms here and take the link here. For a multi-page document though, like this magazine, or for example, your listing presentation or buyer presentation, you can also share the entire project. That's this tab here. You can share it with any social media and the link. Now you will want to update the permissions here if you see fit. It's going to default to anyone can view, which is really nice. Now you can right click, copy this link, and for example, put it on your website. So you can take this link, iframe it, put that code into a blank page with a text block and a download my widget, and display the example copy of your listing presentation, buyer presentation, or even the 2022 Q1 magazine directly on your website. So great, great, great ability to use this here. You no longer have to host it in your own Google Drive, for example. Now you can also download. It's going to default to PDF for printing this time. You will want to make sure that you have all pages selected if you want to download all pages. From here, you can email that PDF to your office to print. You can print that PDF at your home printer, or even take it into your local shop to have it printed professionally. And of course, once you're done with this design, click Done to go back to the Designs dashboard. So lots and lots of features, buttons, links, different things to click within that WeBrand Design Editor and the email editor that we've seen so far. I highly, highly recommend creating some pieces for yourself. I mean, you'll see a couple of the same ones on my page, even just on this first page, and you'll see how many designs I have created. You know, just going in, playing around, you really can't break anything within there. And it's not going to be shared publicly, so you don't have to worry about anyone finding these unless you purposefully do that with, like, for example, putting the PDF on your website. You actually have to go to consumer to do that. So highly, highly recommend going in, playing around, you know, clicking around, playing with all of the functionality so that when you do need to create a piece, whether it's for social media, for a listing or buyer presentation, you can have the system down pat. Now, the last type, again, I'm going to click Create Design, is video. These are super duper fun as well. Just going to bring up a little embedded pop-up here where you can then search for your neighborhood. Now, again, These are neighborhoods, but if you search for something super vague, you can see it does pull up vague options as well. Once you choose your neighborhood, you'll see the little check mark up here. Now you can also then search again and select another. So only one can be selected. Even if you go to search for something else, this one will override the last one. Once you have your neighborhood chosen, select next. And then here is what we came up with based on available data. Feel free to edit. So this is pulling from KW automatically. So if there are fields that are blank, feel free to fill those in. And let me show you one that has the info pulling in. You can go back to select another neighborhood if you don't want to fill in those fields. You'll see name, price. You can also change these details though, if you find that it's something different, or even if you want to round. Next field is the agent information. You'll click to open that one up and collapse the last one. Again, all of this is pulling from your marketing profile, but it is editable. So if it doesn't pull in or something has changed, you can enter it here. And then finally, market center information. Again, pulling in from your marketing profile. But if you want to change any of these fields, you can do so as well. Once you have that all good to go, click next. And it will generate your video. Now, it may take a moment for that video to be created, so just be patient. We do recommend staying on this page while it loads, but you'll see it doesn't take super duper long. And you can play, and I'm going to mute for the sake of the class, but you'll see it's only a minute long. It has all of the graphics, it pulls in the date, all of the information that we plugged in and that was already plugged in to the details of that video. So really very nice to get you started in video marketing. You can now take this video and save and post to social media. Again, for more information on that, check out our Marketing with KW. We also have our Facebook Ads 101 class. We also have a class dedicated to print marketing. So where we go in depth on creating a flyer and postcard, 2 of the print design options within that type. I will post our YouTube channel in the chat where you can find all of those videos. We also have them sorted by playlists. So if you go to the marketing playlist, you can see those as well. And I will post our website as well. So if you do have any questions, either about designs or anything else, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to help. But that is it for class today. Of course, thank you for joining and hope you have a wonderful day.